Hi everyone. I literally just woke up. Like, you know when people take those pictures and I'm like, oh my god, I woke up like this and they look amazing and they have makeup on, you're like, you're a liar. Well, I'm giving you the real, I literally just woke up. And it kind of goes with today's theme, which is kind of nice. So, okay, before I get into what today's theme is, I have to do a disclaimer because I'm going to be getting ready again. And my friend already made fun of me because she's like, you know that video that you took where you are doing your hair like the entire time? The whole time I'm like, just finish, just put it back, stop brushing it. But as I say, and as everyone knows, because my brain is way too scattered and too ADHD, that I suck at multitasking. So I am aware that I brushed my hair way too long. If I hadn't been filming and talking, I would have been able to successfully complete the mission in much less time. Okay, so bear with me because we try in part 2 of that. I'm not going to brush my hair the whole time, so don't worry. It's also straight this time. I just need to fix it up a little bit. Okay, but today's video, I just saw, I think it was a TikTok. Might have been on Instagram, I don't remember. But basically I saw a video and it was do things that are like cringy, because if that's what you want to do, then like just do them. Like don't live in fear of like worrying about what other people think about you, because if that prevents you from doing what you want to do, then that's a problem, because you're going to live your entire life and then be really sad that you never did what you actually wanted to do. And while I watched that video, I was like, that's terrifying. But it's true. And it's interesting for me specifically because there's a lot of things I don't do because I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cringy. Like, to me, I just can't fathom doing that. Like, a big example is a number of people who have like been like, you would be good at TikTok dances. Like, I've been told that a lot before. But I just can't do them. Not even if they're good ones that I like. I couldn't post that. I don't know. Feels weird. Can't do it. I like learning them sometimes, like the good ones that are like actually hard and not just arm gestures. And I'll even record them on occasion. Not gonna post them. Can't do it. Nope. Maybe one day. Probably not. But that's not something like I really care to do, you know? So it's not really something I need to push myself to do because it's not like I'm gonna be happier if I do it. So then I came to realize, I was like, it is important that you do things that you want to do, even if people are going to find that cringy, even if people are going to judge you regardless. It doesn't matter what you do. If people know what you're doing, people in the world are going to judge you. That's what they do. There are people who literally just sit there, troll the internet, and straight up just judge everyone. So that's like the downside of like the internet and like social media, is that if you're posting things that you do publicly, people in Australia can make fun of you if they want to, right? People in France can make fun of you if they want to. You're opening up to the world because it's public. But at the same time, it's like, who cares? Because people are gonna also be interested in what you're doing. So you just have to like think of celebrities. How thick their skin must be because of all of the hate that they get, but they just do what they do because they love what they do, right? Like, take any artist who is committed to whatever genre that they sing, or whatever lyrics that they choose. Like, they're committed to this creation, and obviously there's millions of people that love these songs and love these artists and love these people. But they also get so much hate and they have to watch absolutely everything they say because they'll get canceled. So then why are people like me, for example, afraid that random humans are going to judge me? It's not like the world's looking at me. It's just like a random batch of people, and if I can't take a little bit of heat because I'm doing what I like to do, then nah. I need to get thicker skin a little bit. But it depends on what I think is cringy. Like, for me, watching other people do TikTok dances, go off, you do you. Like, people look great doing it. Me trying to replicate that, I hate myself. I hate watching those videos. There's some videos where I'll be like, okay, this is decent, but I still like, nope, can't do it. So it's a matter of like what's worth it in your opinion. Like, I like doing my video journals. Of course, there's gonna be so many people that think these video journals are lame and cringy, and like, why do you talk to a camera? And why do you just like ramble on while you're doing things? So I do something that I am fully aware that people in Australia could judge if they wanted to. So it's just a matter of not holding yourself back. You don't need to do everything that you think is cringy. But that's just, I think that's part of figuring out again who I want to be, who I would stand up for. Because if I'm going to get made fun of for this, that's like, oh, cool, nice. Yeah, I don't like people who are healing either. Who cares? You know, clearly I'm doing this for a reason. It's not like I'm just, you know, coming on here and talking for absolutely no reason. This is beneficial for me. And if it's beneficial for anyone else, then that's great. So, you know, I don't know. Just thoughts that are coming out of my brain. But there's so many times, like I went on a walk the other day and I was wearing actually, I think, this exact outfit. I think. So I have like, I'm getting on my toilet. Give me a second. Okay, so I have really, really baggy track pants on. And then I have this oversized sweater as well. And I have my like hood up and everything. And I very much so looked very boyish. I also had a hat on at first. Halfway through the walk, shoved that in my pocket. I was not here for it. But so I went on this walk and I was like pushing myself because I'm like, this is comfy and this is what I do like all winter. But obviously I know what I know I look like a boy, like a little boy too, not even like an adult man. I look like a little child that's being swallowed by her clothes. And so I'm walking, and I walked to McDonald's, and it took me a while. I'm like walking and listening to music, and at first my neighborhood is so busy, like frustratingly busy. So there's so many cars going by, there's so many people walking, biking, skateboarding, whatever, running, doesn't matter. There's so many people. And so I'm just like walking down the side of the street, and in my head at first, because I'm like, oh my God, like this is what I look like. And then eventually I started listening to the music. The sun was like out and shining and it was nice, and like the breeze was nice, and I just stopped caring. I was like, who cares what I look like right now? Like what? Someone's gonna tell me, oh my God, your clothes are way too big for you. Cool, you are observant. Thank you so much. I'm aware. That's not gonna change my life. Oh my gosh, someone thinks my clothes are too big. You know, who cares? So I got to a point on that walk where I'm just like, I don't care anymore. And it was great. Like, it was literally like a little light switch. It just kind of flipped on. And I was like, okay, I don't need to care about this anymore. That's great. That's fabulous. And so I just stopped caring. Granted, like, I still had to go into the McDonald's, and I'm like, I'm actually walking in and conversing with people while I look like this. No, still didn't care. I was like, it's fine. I'll do it. Whatever. And it made me realize during that walk, I like briefly mentioned it in the last video, but like not really, but it made me realize why I like winter so much. Because in like winter, it's acceptable to be dressed like this because it's cold out, right? And so like having your hood on, having a hat on, like having baggy clothes on, being fully covered up, like head to toe, extra layers, all of that, super normal, right? So I love that because then I'm not being judged for what I'm wearing when I'm wearing what I want to wear, which is just comfy clothes. And like, I walked a lot in the winter as well, which also has to do with the fact that no one's outside when it's minus 30 and I'm like out here like, well, I'm going for a stroll. And so that's like one of the big reasons. But another huge reason that I more recently realized, because I get summer depression. For the last 3 years, I have gotten summer depression, and I had no idea why. And I wanted to figure it out, because I'm like, I looked up SAD, like seasonal depression and whatnot. I'm like, it just doesn't make sense. People are like, oh, well, like there's expectations for you to have like a good time kind of thing. Because that's what everyone else does in the summer. And like there's expectations for you to make plans and like whatever. There's expectations that you may or may not meet. And if you don't meet them, you get sad. I'm like, I don't know if that's it though. Like, I don't know if that's why. But I realized that's not why. The major reason that I prefer winter over the summer is because of the fact that I do not like getting attention for my body. That's the main reason. So I wear baggy clothes, and I wear a lot of clothes, and I wear pants pretty much all year long, because growing up, I would always get comments on my body, positive or negative. And negative not in the sense of like, oh my God, your body's ugly, like not that kind of way. The negative comments that I would get is like, oh my gosh, I wish I could eat fast food all the time and look like you. Like, that's so not fair. Like, things like that. People making me feel guilty because I like fast food, okay? I like McDonald's. It's not my fault. It's delicious. It's fine. You know what? I shamelessly like McDonald's. I also like Wendy's, in case you were wondering. But I would still have, like, a fit physique. And so I'd get negative comments in that sense. But then I'd also get, like, old men that are like commenting on my photos and stuff, and like only on photos if my body's showing, or like people that specifically only like photos when my body's showing, or people who specifically message me because I posted a photo where my body is showing. I'm like, cool. Just so you know, it's very evident that you like this and not this, but it's cool. Up here's kind of crazy, so it's fine. But in the winter, I can cover all that up. No one knows what I look like. I'm wearing coats, I'm wearing sweaters, I'm wearing boys' clothes, I'm wearing baggy clothes, I'm wearing layers, like fully covered up. Only the people that I want to see my body are able to see my body, right? So that's a huge thing. In the summer, I can't do that. Where am I hiding? Where? I can't do it. So then I have to try to find different ways. Like in the summer, 9 times out of 10, I'm literally still wearing jeans, like pants, and then I'll wear a crop top, and then I'll throw a flannel or something on it, or like throw my corduroy jacket that I'm obsessed with over top of that. And like, that's what I'll do, because no. It's so uncomfortable. Like, I'm wearing a crop top and shorts, or don't even get me started on bikinis. Oh, so much skin. Especially because, you know what? Like, my butt doesn't fit into anything. Like, people also get mad at that because I have a small body and then I got a big butt. It's not my fault. I don't know why, okay? It's not like I worked for it. It just happened. And I don't need it. Someone else can have it if they want it. Like, I can't give it away. It's not how it works. But, man, there's not a single bottom. Like, I already buy, like, extra small or small tops, medium or large bottoms. Why? Why am I disproportionate like that? I can't ever order like cute bathing suits that come like together where you can't change the size of the two, because like a small and a small, not gonna fit. So I hate bathing suits. I need to find good ones that I really like. I have one pair that I actually like how it looks on my body. But even then, like, I'm so uncomfortable in a bathing suit most of the time, which I wish I could get over. Now, I will say I started working out a couple weeks ago, and I'm thinking that this is really going to change it, because I think my biggest insecurity about my body was the fact that I never worked for it, and it would be those negative comments that I would get. People who were jealous of the fact that I didn't go to the gym, that I didn't lift weights, that I didn't, like, all I did was dance, and yet I had this body, and like I would eat fast food and I would eat so much bread and I would eat all the time. Like people would get not upset with me, but like they would make comments that just made me feel very guilty. But that's not my problem at all. Like there's nothing I can do about that. That's their problem, and they're the ones choosing to make those comments out loud. I need to just accept that people are going to say shit and just move on. Now, going to the gym is really helping me because now it's like, okay, well, I'm putting in the work now. You know what? Like, excuse me, yes, I had McDonald's the other day, but I went to the gym 5 days this week. You know what I mean? So now I'm putting in that effort, and I'm also playing volleyball and I'm walking a lot. So now I'm putting in this effort to stay fit and get more like toned and everything. So I'm really hoping, and I think it's already kind of working, that makes me start accepting the fact that my body looks the way it does, and maybe I'll feel a little bit more comfortable next summer when that time comes around. Because I'm also uncomfortable half the time in gym clothes. And that's something I'm working on because I'm like, oh man, I just don't like the attention I get. Which I feel like is such a first world problem, and I know there's people that wish they had this problem, and that makes me feel guilty as well. Okay? I know that there's people who wish they looked like I did and would probably be mad at me for voicing the fact that I'm insecure about my own body in a very different way from the norm. But it's true. So live and learn. That's all I really wanted to say this week. But I mean, expect me to be more cringe and more accepting of my body and who I am. And it's almost winter, so guess who's fired up, you know? Anyway, that's it.